Okay, Mike and Colleen, this is for you. I do a rebuild completion video on all my engines. That way the prospective buyer, but in this case the owner of the engine can hear it run before I ship it back to them. And of course that's not going to happen either. You're going to bring me a car. So but I want you to hear it run and know that things are going well with it. And I actually had it running last night, but I didn't run it enough to be decisive on how things are going with it. But I'm very pleased with this. It's running very smooth, and I've run it for probably, I ran it for about 30 minutes this morning, got it warmed up real good, and then I adjusted the valves, or first I retorqued the head and then adjusted the valves, and now the head shouldn't need retorquing again until, it's had 1,000 miles or so on it. But anyway, we've I don't have hardly anything that belongs to you on here. I don't even have your water pump and so forth. I wanted to refinish the water pump and paint it black and get it cleaned up, looking good, and the same with some of your other parts. And I haven't got your ignition system yet, and I haven't got the carburetor cleaned up and gone through. I just focused on the engine to this point. So I wanted to run it, and it starts off with about 75 pounds of oil pressure. And you can see I ran it again after I got the valves adjusted. I ran it again for, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour, just letting it sit here run, and it's run real smooth, no problems with it. You can see the temperature, water temperature right now is about 190. It's a cool day, and it was running about 175 to 180 maybe. But it never had gotten up this high till I shut it off, and so it's running good. And even after it has warmed up, the oil pressure didn't drop below 65, and so that's really good. And I don't know what else to tell you except that it's ready to run. I did not do a compression check on it yet. I'll do that after it cools off just a little bit. I like to do it while it's warm, but not as warm as it is right now. But I'll run it for you, and we'll run it at idle for a few minutes. And it's kind of got a little sounds like a little bit of a miss. If you hear some of that in the exhaust, it's more probably a little bit of a vacuum leak. I'm not so sure that my connection here with the vacuum advance isn't leaking a little bit of air, and I'm not so sure that even the spark plugs or the plug wires are all that great. These are your plugs that I have in here, the ones that you had in there because they look new. And but when we get it in the car, it shouldn't do that, because I'll another thing it could be too is I don't seal the exhaust intake gasket with anything when I put it on this stand, mainly because I know it's coming back off, and I don't want to have to deal with the sealant and all that. So I just put it on there and tighten it down, and usually I don't have a problem. But it's got a little bit of a miss, and it sounds like a vacuum leak more than anything. But maybe you'll hear what I talk about, maybe you won't. But anyway, I'm going to run it for a few minutes. I'll run it at idle, and then I'll speed it up to 2,500 or 3,000 and let it run there for a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds or so. I won't really run it too long. The video's long enough. So anyway, here it goes. Must be running out of gas. My electric fuel pump is starting to make a lot of noise. So there you have it. And I think you could probably hear it when I had it up at 3,000. It was making a funny noise, a miss noise. You could hear it in the exhaust. But I'm confident that when we get it in the car, it's going to sound great. So there you have it. And we'll be talking soon. Bye.